Wow, we back. Live out your dreams. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Now, today we're gonna talk about the Charlie Ward and Shedeur similarities that I see and what I'm very scared of that's gonna happen to Shedeur. I don't think they're gonna give him a chance, bro. We talked about this on my last few videos, but I wanted to compare it to something. And Charlie Ward is like I can compare him to Charlie Ward. Not that he won a Heisman or anything. He was great though. You know, you don't get it twisted. He was up there, but Charlie Ward won the Heisman and immediately had to go to the NBA. Real talk. He couldn't even play quarterback football. He had to go play NBA. That's how good he was. He had to go play the basketball, NBA, because they wouldn't give him a chance. I don't know why they didn't give him a chance, but I do know why they didn't give him a chance, because it's the early 90s and he a black quarterback, and you know, black
the voice inside your head
get graded the worst, and black quarterbacks go through more than anything. They go through a lot. They go through more than NBA stars. Black quarterback that go through it. But let's see what this story saying.
In the early 90s, this guy right here, he was Florida State's star quarterback and star point guard. If you want to talk about a wild year of somebody's
That's
life, let me
crazy.
show you what
Hey, now that's crazy. We talked about Travis Hunter, but Charlie Ward was a star quarterback and the star point guard. Yeah, okay. Yeah, give it up Black History Month for Charlie Ward.
1993 was like for this dude. In the spring, he was the starting point guard and led the Seminoles to the Elite
Wow.
Eight. In the summer, he was drafted into the MLB by the
Wow.
Milwaukee Brewers. And in the fall, he won the Heisman Trophy and eventually the national title.
Bro, I knew he played basketball. I knew he couldn't go to the league, but I didn't know he got drafted into the Major League Baseball. I didn't know he made the Elite Eight. And I didn't know he won the national championship with the Heisman. Of course, you know what I'm saying? All in the same year. Come on now.
With his name on MLB, NBA, and NFL draft boards, Charlie Ward had the ability to go pro in 3 different sports, but spectators agreed that football was the one he was best at. Now, surprisingly, Ward never played a single snap in the NFL. In fact, despite receiving mid-round draft grades, he was never selected. So, what exactly happened to the best college football player in 1993? Well, let's dive into it after a word from today's sponsor, SeatGeek. With the summer Growing up in Atlanta, Georgia, Charlie Ward did everything. He played football, baseball, basketball, track, tennis, and golf. This dude was truly a spectacularly well-rounded athlete in high school. Overall, football was his best sport, and he committed to play quarterback for Bobby Bowden at Florida State. One of the reasons he chose the Seminoles was because they were going to allow him to play for the basketball team as well. Playing these 2 sports at the Division I level is a pretty rare occurrence. Most dual sport athletes in college are playing one in the fall and the other in the spring, like football with track or football with baseball. Basketball doesn't work as well since the football season can go well into basketball season. With the limitation of roster spots, a college basketball coach is more than likely going to say no to this, unless that kid is both on football scholarship and an extremely special basketball player that it makes up for the missed games. At first, Ward was way down the depth chart for quarterback, which was pretty typical in those days. In his first 3 years with the Seminoles, he served as the team's punter and was actually half decent, redshirted a season, and threw a total of 14 passes. During this time, Ward focused much of his attention to the hardwood. When he arrived on campus, the football team was established as a contender, but the basketball team was average at best. They had only achieved a top 25 rating 1 year in the 80s. They had 0 conference tournament championships and hadn't won a NCAA tournament game since 1980. But Charlie Ward was going to help change this. As a redshirt freshman, Ward began to showcase what made him a special basketball player. While he was a skilled ball handler with a decent jump shot, where he really excelled was on the defensive end and as a floor leader. He started most of the team's games as a freshman and led the team in assists and steals. Then in the conference tournament championship, Ward capped off his team's 20-point comeback versus Louisville with a 26-footer to take the lead with 22 seconds to go. Florida State would go on to win their first conference tournament championship, as well as win their first game in the NCAA tournament.
They beat North Carolina? That's when North Carolina was North Carolina.
He took over the game, said Florida State coach Pat Kennedy. Leading the way again the following year, Ward, along with multiple future NBA players like Doug Edwards and Sam Cassell, managed to make a run to the Sweet 16. Ward averaged nearly 3 steals a game. After 2 seasons as the school's established starting point guard, Charlie Ward finally got his chance to start at quarterback for the football team. In 1992, he was solid, proving to be a versatile dual threat. It wasn't a perfect season considering his interception numbers, but it was clear that this dude was talented. He was already the best quarterback in the ACC as he was named Conference Player of the Year. With 1 regular season loss, Florida State finished number 2 in the AP poll, and it was their 6th straight finish in the top 4. As a program that had not won a national title to that point, this was yet another torturous reminder of just how close they were. But things would change in 1993.
Rolls left, tucks it, runs it. Ward for the end zone, standing up.
Like I said in the intro, 1993 was a special year in Charlie Ward's life. After leading the basketball team to the Elite Eight, which was their furthest tournament run in 20 years, he was drafted by the Brewers in the summer, then made a massive leap on the football field. His efficiency skyrocketed to one of the top quarterbacks in the nation statistically. With the number 1 ranked offense in the country, Ward went on to win the Heisman Trophy by the 2nd largest margin ever at the time. Florida State's play style, which was labeled the fast break offense, was a spread no huddle offense influenced by the Bills and Bengals at the time. As far as I can tell, nobody was doing this in college at the time.
Meet a digital bank.
Being the great distributor he was perfect for this system. After an 11-1 regular season, on January 1st, 1994, Ward led Florida State to their first ever football national title. So I'm sure some of you already commented to the question in the title, something like,
The boy
he made
had
the
to go
NBA.
to the NBA, man. Real
But
talk.
It's really not that simple. After helping FSU win their first national title, Ward immediately suited up for his final season of college basketball, and he would go on to set the school record for steals in a game and steals in a career. During this time, NFL draft talks began heating up. Ward had certainly dazzled pro football scouts, but his commitment to playing basketball as a senior drew uncertainty from NFL franchises. Despite showing round 1 talent, he was projected to be taken in rounds 3 to 5. So basically,
Does that sound what you call it? Does that sound familiar?
this was the situation. NFL teams were worried that Ward wasn't fully committed to playing only football, since he played basketball his senior year instead of prepping for the draft, along with a couple of quotes that alluded to him keeping his options open. For Ward,
Boy, who you think you is? That's how I go. Boy, who you think you is? I know you ain't think you about to go play basketball and then come to the league and play football. Hell no, boy. I'm going to show you.
Ward, with no teams showing major interest in him as a first rounder despite his skill set, it made complete sense for him to keep his options open. As a basketball prospect, he projected as a late first rounder. Allegedly, Ward told NFL teams that he was going to choose the NBA if he wasn't a first rounder in the NFL draft. Due to this quote, whether it actually happened or not, led Ward to going undrafted.
You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing going on with Shedeur now. They don't know if they said this true or not. And I'm telling you right now, it's not true. But they can say what they want to say, or put what they want to in the media, and just throw it up in the air, or whatever. Believe what you want to believe in, and stuff like that, bro. I mean, it's been 30, 40 years, and believe it or not.
Vikings head coach Dennis Green at the time told the AP that, quote, if he had said football was what he wanted to do, he'd have been drafted in the first 2 rounds. A few months later, he was selected by the New York Knicks in the NBA draft. As an NBA player, Ward was never an all-star, but he was a solid role player for 11 seasons in the NBA, and he was even the last New York Knicks point guard to start in the NBA Finals. According to Wikipedia, quote, he became a fan favorite in New York for his hard work ethic and unselfish play. During his NBA career, Ward established himself as a good three-point shooter, a reliable ball distributor, and a respected floor leader. So overall, as far as his sports career is concerned, things turned out pretty good. Ward himself is at peace with how everything played out. But as a bigger football fan than a basketball fan, I can't help but wonder what his career in the NFL could have looked like. Just check out this newspaper quote. After teams passed on Ward in the NFL draft, the Chiefs OC at the time, Paul Hackett, revealed how close the Chiefs came to drafting him, saying that he reminded them of a young Joe Montana, who was their quarterback at the time. This is fascinating because this would have been the perfect place for Ward to go. Montana was on the verge of retiring, and the Chiefs were a playoff contender. In 1994, Ward could have backed up Montana for his final season and took over in 1995. The Chiefs in real life in 1995 were a playoff team. They had the #1 defense in the NFL, playing quarterback. Bono did have a solid year. The team
Down in the top 10. Ward getting some pressure. Getting forward, gets it away. He's got Fryer wide open.
But see, they really ain't gonna go into it in the prejudice about it, the hatred about it. Boy, who you think you is? You think you about to go play basketball? And you ain't fully committed to football. That's what it is, bro. Like that's like they showed him. I think they're gonna do the same exact thing to Shedeur. I'm telling you, like I seen a lot of similarities just in that little piece right there. Not all the accolades and all that stuff, but just on the first round talent, mid round, end up not getting drafted type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur was real close not getting drafted. I didn't think he was gonna get drafted. I thought the hate was so real that he wasn't even gonna get drafted. But at the same time, I knew he was gonna end up in Cleveland because that's the absolute worst place you can go. And I knew they weren't gonna let him go undrafted before he can pick a spot to go play it. You know what I'm saying? And I knew they were gonna put him in Cleveland. It's the worst spot you can put a kid. Shout out to RG3 for keeping the A1 FBG. He already said what's been not understood. Everybody know that's the setup to fail in Cleveland. Everybody know that. Everybody know that. But it is what it is, though. You know, I just don't think they're gonna give a kid a chance, bro. You can see how it's already turning out. You can see how it's already going forward, right? You can see that you ain't got your number. You're 4th on the depth chart. You with the Browns. You know, you win the 5th round. The media already hating on you for going out to speak to some kids. So I can already tell where this is gonna go. And these people gonna say his name just to get some clicks and views and get some more money, but it is what it is, though, you know. I just wish the best for the kids. I see the similarities between Charlie Ward and Shedeur. But y'all know what it is, man. Y'all get at me. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and live out your dream.